Time to start catching up on some of your questions. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Brian from Airflow Music. Welcome back to another video. This is day 58 of our Go Practice Daily series. I hope you're having a great day today. Now, as I said, time to start catching up on some of the questions that have been coming in the comments and in emails and, things surrounding topics we raise in these exercises that are also coming to me in lessons and things like that. The one I particularly like to address in this video is the topic of extending the long setting and building that up, because there's a couple things we need to go into here. For those of you who have been playing exercise 1 for me for a long time, you know that I'm trying to keep this as a long setting, maintain the mouthpiece on my lips throughout the entire thing, through all of those 26 phrases. And that's quite a long setting. Don't get me wrong, this is definitely something, if you've not done these sort of things before, to be built up towards. I've done quite a lot of them over the years, so I'm kind of immediately there and feeling the benefits in a slightly different way. But if we're building up to these things for the first time, there's a couple things to watch out for. First of all, my overall kind of thoughts about building that in the first place is to just make your way through the first few phrases without letting the mouthpiece go from your lips, breathing through your nose, keeping your corners in place on the rest bar. And then at some point, when you get too tired or you feel like it starts to get a little painful or any combination of those two things, at that point, take a little break. Okay? Pause the video if you're playing along, make a note of where you got to, and take, really as long as you need. I mean, hopefully about 15 or 20 seconds break, something like that, just to let everything ease up a little bit. And then what I would do is just scrub back in the video very slightly to the beginning of the key that you kind of left off on and start again from there. That's the general thing that I would do towards, gradually stretch that out that way. So make a note of where you got to and try and do one phrase better tomorrow. But if you're running into problems with this and it does seem to be a struggle to build this up, then there are a couple of other things to look out for. And most pertinently, it's where it hurts when you either get tired or it starts to hurt as you're doing these things, okay? So, the two main areas you're probably going to notice are either that you really feel a grip and a burn in your corners, or you really start to feel after a while like you're pressing in the center, okay? Those are the two most common ones. There might be some other symptoms, and if there's something that happens to you that I've missed, please do comment below and we'll talk about it in another video. But for right now, the thing to look out for, if you find that it's your corners that start to get kind of a little tired and maybe a little crampy, a little sore as you do that, all I'm going to say is that's okay. That's good. Okay? That's what we're looking for to kind of exhibit the signs of work. And so, rest when it starts to get somewhat into that feeling rather than really going to the point where you can't play. Rest a little earlier like that, take a little break, come back to it, do a few more keys, rest again, so on and so forth. And then leave it to tomorrow and repeat. Okay, that way you'll build these things up. Playing all the way to exhaustion, playing to complete fatigue, to failure, is not the way to build any muscles. Okay? That is not going to do the job for you because it takes so much longer to recover. It's much better and will develop things much more quickly if you slightly work the muscles, add a little extra load to them, and then rest, let it calm down, go again. Okay? That's the way I recommend you do that. Now, if you find that the pain point, if you like, for you is the center where the mouthpiece goes and you really feel like you're pressing and that's where it hurts, then the thing to watch out for is making a better grip with your corners. So when you get set up, you've got everything in place. You see that formation in the corners of my embouchure there? That is what I'm trying to keep in place. And, on screen right now I'll show you an example from actually one of the recordings of the exercises where you can see that just stays put in between. And in particular what we're trying to do is once you feel those in place, just try to grip them slightly, grip them together very gently. Doesn't have to be super tight, And on the rest bars, we're not trying to hold anything super tight. We're just trying not to let it go. Okay? That way, once again, you'll start to feel the kind of strain in there rather than on the center. If you feel like you're pressing on the center, then the chances are, the likelihood is that you've got very little corner support. And so to set up the necessary tension in the lips to be able to vibrate, it's got to come from somewhere. And so the way we tend to do it is to press hard, and that sets up a very narrow vibrating surface in there. It just makes it very tight, and you have to press to keep that going. And so after a while, you crush your lips between the mouthpiece and the teeth, and it doesn't feel so good. Okay? Try and alleviate that by making a grip with the corners and see if that helps. Anyway, this has ended up being a very long-winded kind of introduction. We should get into the exercises, but watch out for these things as we play exercise 1. Exercise 1 is from set 7 in this video, and so if you don't have set 7 yet, please head over to the link in the description below where you can download the free PDF from the Airflow Music Online store. So, like I say, it's a long setting. I'm keeping the mouthpiece on my lips throughout, building up to it like I just explained. The other rules, whether you're long setting or not, remain the same. We're really focusing here on playing in time. So the metronome's going at 60 beats a minute. I'm tapping my foot along with it and subdividing the beat. Now, because we've got groups of 5 quintuplets in the second exercise here, I recommend you try and get into this group of 5 subdivision, this quintuplet subdivision of the beat as it goes along. That'll help you get used to that, and it'll help you lock in with this tempo. Okay? I'm breath starting the first note of every phrase just to try and bring the response to my lips most quickly, and then breathing in time on the rest bars. Okay? That's the remainder of what we have to say there. Boy, this has been a long one. Let's get into exercise 1. Exercise 1 was okay for me today. Honestly, I felt a little bit out of whack. I was teaching a lesson earlier on and we were going through some different things with jaw position and keeping everything set while playing flexibilities, and in experimenting with a couple of things to try and see what the student was dealing with, I've kind of put my jaw a little out of position somehow. It doesn't feel quite balanced. It improved as we went along, but the response didn't always happen as quickly as I might have liked. And it's just because I'm a little bit off balance. That's okay, I'm very aware of it, and so as I practice other things during the day, I'll be able to sort it out and get it back in place. But that accounts for some of the things airing out a little bit or not responding as quickly as I might usually have them. So, something to keep an eye on. These things happen, and it's not a cause for concern particularly, but you know, I'm sure that some of you who've seen these exercises many times before or heard me play them many times before will notice the difference. So I just wanted to explain what that was. Anyway, moving on to exercise 2. As we have been lately, we're going at 76 beats a minute here. I'm really trying to get this locked in at this tempo. I felt much better about it yesterday, and so I'm intrigued to see how it goes today. If it goes well today, then I'll probably move a hair faster tomorrow. But we'll see how we get on. Exercise 2, we have the quintuplets. We have 12 beats of moving notes all together. So it's 4 beats slurred, 4 beats tongued, 2 beats slurred, 2 beats tongued, then the hold note at the end, then the 8 beats rest. Comfortably medium soft volume. Let's just try and be nicely on top of it, stay focused, not panic about the subdivision, and see if we can get it done nice and smoothly. Okay? Here's exercise 2. Exercise 2 at 76, once again, wasn't my best one today. Got away from me a little bit. The jaw thing had settled down, having done the stability drill. So that was a little better than it had been for exercise 1. I noticed that, so that was good. I was a little uneven, particularly with my fingers on some of those tough combinations. The, low D to F sharp, that one, or the low... By the time I got to the low G to B, that one was much better. But that first time I ran into that on the D to F sharp, yeah, that was a little tough. And there was a couple other things here and there. It wasn't my best effort, honestly. But that's okay. We're going to have to keep going at this tempo and really get it locked in. But that's good to observe and good to notice. And so not upset about that particularly. that's what it is. It just lets me know that I still need to work on this. I'm not quite as far along as I want to be. I have to be patient. Very used to that by now. I've been playing the trumpet a long time, and these things often don't come as quickly as we'd like. Anyway, checking in with you guys. How are you feeling about these? Is this tempo coming along for you now? I'm always interested to hear. Please comment below. And yeah, that's it for this one. Because that intro section was so long, better keep this somewhat short. So I'll be back with another pass through this tomorrow. If you have enjoyed this video and the exercises, please do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will be back tomorrow, and until then, you know what to do. Go practice.